Got a real treat for you today where I spoke to one of my current real estate partners over at my agency, Lead Gen Pros, Mr. Tim Grover. Tim recently made the transition from running Facebook ads where he was seeing some success, but he was dealing with a lot of volume and a lot of tire kicker leads, and they were all buyers. So we helped Tim and his partner Patricia transition into YouTube ads so they could start to deal with those higher intent inbound home seller leads.
Scale of 1 to 10, the intent levels of some of these leads are 9s. Facebook leads might have been a 1 to 2. I think that we'll have at least a 10x return.
Tim, I would give you a little bit of a quick intro, but I think, I don't know if I'd be able to do you justice. Would you care to just give us a few quick words about yourself?
Yeah, for sure. So been in real estate quite a while now. Former brokerage owner, sold into a bigger RE/MAX brokerage. I've sold real estate. I primarily focus on both selling real estate, but my primary focus nowadays is on training realtors. So I've trained about 100 realtors over the last year or so, and really focus on finding different ways to market. So teaching that to our realtors as well.
Perfect. I think you forgot the part where you mentioned you're a serial entrepreneur.
That too, yeah.
yeah, no doubt. So Tim, why don't we maybe start with this? Could you maybe give me a quick rundown of your business currently and what it is that you do right now?
Yeah, for sure. So I run a group, a lead gen group, I guess, and most of the lead gen members are newer realtors. So we focus on marketing via Facebook and Facebook ads and drive traffic paid, and then, of course, receive the traffic. And my focus has always been on converting and closing leads and the kind of technical side behind the conversion process.
Mm-hmm. It's a pretty succinct answer.
Yeah.
You do a lot more stuff than that, but I think you summarized it pretty well. So maybe if I can ask Tim, would you care to share maybe where you were before you started working with us? And actually, well, why don't we start with this? How long has it been now since we've been working together?
So it's been a good few months, I think.
Mm-hmm. Probably say 2.5, 3 months, probably.
Yes, yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So if we can, then where were you, or where would you say you were kind of before working with us compared to where you are right now in terms of working with us, either in terms of maybe lead flow or possibly even revenue? Anything you care to share there, I think would be helpful.
Yeah, I think all of the above. I think lead flow was where I was focusing. Definitely focused on Facebook ads, struggling a little bit with both lead flow, quality, consistency. So I think that's when we met, but definitely just kind of a challenge marketing online right now. Something I've done for myself for 7 or 8 years now, but it's changing. And I think understanding algorithms, understanding paid traffic is just harder to keep up with, and I think that's what I was struggling with. Yeah.
I mean, in terms of what you're struggling with before, would you care to describe what your process of lead gen looked like before working with us?
Yeah, so
like with specific regards to Facebook, sorry?
Yeah, so Facebook was, I was focused on, running my own ads, both content, copy, and imaging. It was a big challenge and became a challenge. It wasn't 2 or 3 years ago, but it's becoming a bigger and bigger challenge now. And yeah, I was getting low intent ads, and they were all buyers. I'd say 95% buyer ads, and the intent level, so meaning the intention for somebody to actually be even thinking about buying or selling a house, was just cratering, being reduced really quickly on the Facebook side.
Right. So are you still running Facebook ads today at this point?
I run them for volume.
Yeah.
Not hope to convert, but I wouldn't say I run them for conversion. I run them for volume.
Yeah. So given now that we've kind of switched or introduced you to the world of like YouTube leads, how would you say your process has changed from before with the buyer side on Facebook compared to say now with the seller leads on YouTube?
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of the basics have remained the same. Speed to lead, my talk times, my task and database management, that stuff stayed the same. But what I'm really finding is that the intent level of these leads, they're seller leads, so that's a huge bonus. But the intent levels are extremely high. So like scale of 1 to 10, I'd say the intent levels of some of these leads are 9s. and then Facebook leads might have been a 1 to 2. So for me, just shifting gears and focusing on getting to people as quickly as possible while they remember me or our videos on YouTube. I think that's a main piece of the whole thing that's changed, and it's. I mean, the connection rate is 60 or 70%. It's ridiculously high when you call somebody. They remember your magnet, and it's really surprising to me and phenomenal. But so it really motivates me, motivates us to make those calls within 15 minutes. On Facebook, the speed to lead, just the motivation to hit the speed to lead hard is difficult because you don't see the returns. But here, if you're talking to 6 or 7 people out of 10, that's solid, right?
Yeah, and just to be clear, you mentioned sub 15 minute. Is that what your preferred speed to lead is, just in general?
Yeah, that's the goal. I mean, the reality is maybe closer to 30 minutes, and of course, there's the occasional blip. But I mean, if you're calling them right away, they're answering the phone. Yeah,
you're on it. That's good to hear. Can we touch on maybe, I think one of the concerns that some realtors have where it's like, hey, I'm busy, and I know with Facebook, oftentimes, I've ran Facebook ads for 5 years, you have to play that numbers game. With YouTube, one of the reasons I like it is because of the higher intent leads, as you mentioned, but you get less lead flow, right? I'm not going to say it's all good because leads are a little bit more expensive, but could you maybe touch on like the time commitment involved in terms of working with us when working with your YouTube leads?
Yeah, I mean, it's far reduced. Between the time that I initially call a lead and the time I'm going out on a listing appointment is, maybe 2 or 3 touch points max. I mean, it seems to be happening where it's 1 touch point. So we're on the phone talking and then going and having a look at their house with them to see how they could sell faster, higher values. But the touch points are minimal. Facebook, it would be 20-ish touch points, so it might be over a year or a year and a half before they're actually selling. So, yeah, I think the touch points have been greatly reduced, so a lot less work, period.
Right. That makes me happy to hear, right? Because we want to work with busy realtors, right? We don't want to add on to your plate. Could you maybe comment on, in terms of the overall time commitment, like what was required on your end? Like I know you had to film, obviously, but what did the time commitment look like on that end, aside from just calling the leads?
On the side of preparing, getting everything.
Yeah, just like filming. Like, did that take you a long time, or how was that process? Because we do the scripts and we try and do everything we can for you, but what did that look like from your end?
Yeah, I mean, the shooting for me was just the actual video shoot. So that might have taken 3 or 4 hours. And then, you guys have edited the videos. You wrote the scripts for us, so we literally read the scripts, and they're working amazingly. So the setup time was under half a day if you wanted to do it really, really well. But just prep work maybe on the scripts, production time really. No, that's awesome. I guess in regards to results that you have gotten, I just checked my notes here. It looks like you guys have been with us. I say you guys for anyone watching this. That's Tim and Patricia Grover, right? So Patricia's your partner in crime there. You've been with us for about 11 weeks now. Can you comment on the results and the type of feedback you've been getting, either from prospects or anyone seeing your ads at this point in time? Yeah, for sure. So the connection rate has blown my mind. B, we've probably been, Patricia more so than I, probably on 12 initial listing meetings, and then 1 really good sized listing for our market, and then probably about 2 or 3 listings in the hopper for the next month or so. But what I'm finding, Aaron, is that the prospecting here is literally us talking about coordinating times to go visit, getting to understand families. It's just so much different, and we're thankful for that. But I would say the numbers have been just crazy. We don't have a ton of leads, which I prefer that. I prefer not to have a ton of leads.
Yeah.
But, the people we're talking to, I mean, I have to think, and I'm not a stats person, so I'm sorry, but we're at least meeting with 30 or 40% of our leads.
Yeah, and I have the stats actually on the back end. You guys are really high connection rate. I think you guys are close to 35 or 40%. Like every conversation you guys have, like 4 and 10, 3 to 4 and 10, you guys are meeting in person.
Yeah.
So you're pretty spot on, just off the top of your head there. So given that that's kind of how it's gone, so say like 11 to 12 weeks in, 3 months basically, you're averaging a listing appointment or initial listing consult pretty much one per week.
Yeah.
So given, if you're to continue the partnership for say the next 6 to 12 months, where do you guys possibly see things being at that point?
Yeah, so I think what we're talking about now is, and we've never had this kind of situation or opportunity, and we've done a lot. Like we've obviously used other systems, used the traditional flyer drops, everything else. I've tried everything over the years. So I think the challenge here is really just coordinating face-to-face time. And that blows my mind because it used to be, our days or our tasks, follow-up tasks would have been filled with calls to make and usually calls to get a hold of people. But now we're spending most of our time coordinating face-to-face meetings or having face-to-face meetings. So yeah, there's no changing for us. I definitely see that, again, I'm patient. I've been around, so I understand this too. So we are planting seeds for the spring. I always say that. But this is the first time I could say we've met with those seeds. Right? We've met with the people who will be listing in the spring.
Yeah.
We're not trying to meet them, or we're not keeping them posted on market stats. In fact, we haven't done any market stats, which is crazy. But
Yeah.
we're literally just we know, and we built the relationships where we're going to be there in the spring to either compete for their business or have already earned their business.
Right. So you're getting lead flow now, you're getting deals now, but also loading the pipeline for next year's spring, basically.
Yeah, and I don't think you can lose sight of that. It's awesome, and we were somewhat patient. So we also realized that is what will happen if we do our job well. You've done your job, as far as I'm concerned. It's our turn to do our job, and if it's nurturing people face to face, I'll do that all day long, every day, 7 days a week.
Yeah, our goal is we handle the marketing stuff, you handle the stuff that you and Patricia are good at, right? That's talking to prospects, doing what you do, selling real estate, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I guess coming from the world of like Facebook leads and Facebook ads, you've been doing that a long time. Was there anything that had maybe surprised you when it either came to working with us or surprised you in regards to YouTube as a general platform?
Well, like without any hesitation whatsoever, seller leads versus buyer leads. I mean, we had a hard time finding seller leads using YouTube using Facebook, or back in the day, Google AdWords. Yeah. So, that's the number one massive difference, and the time put into it. So not only are we getting seller leads, those seller leads take us less time to nurture, and we're face-to-face with them. Absolutely could not do that with Facebook.
Right. So it's a pretty big change.
It's a big change. I mean, just not even possible with Facebook. So.
Yeah. Is there anything, Tim, that you would say to anybody who's possibly on the fence of working with us at Lead Gen Pros?
Yeah, I mean, well, I've always been skeptical, right? So I think that those people who are like me, you're amazing. So you're amazing, doing some research around YouTube, understanding that scripting is everything. You and your team know how to script. You and your team know how to follow up. I truly believe that if you're a good realtor, if you're a successful realtor who knows what they're doing, there should just be no doubt, because we've all dropped $10,000 worth of flyers in a year and had like a 1% return, or we've all spent a couple grand a month on Facebook ads and had like less than 1% return. I really see this, if I'm projecting it, in my gut, I think that we'll have at least a 10x return. So for every 100 leads, I'm pretty sure we're going to get 10 plus deals, and I think that is phenomenal. And I think, yeah, if you have the experience like we do, and you've tried a lot before, this is going to blow your mind. Like, literally, literally blow your mind. But Aaron, it's almost the case where it's almost too good to be true.
Yeah.
And I was always waiting for the point where things broke for us. Not in a negative way, but just realism.
Touch wood.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I don't see them breaking. I see the technique, the quality, the commitment to customer service, and to me and to Patricia. So yeah, I think if you're on the fence, don't be.
If you're on the fence, don't be.
And if you want to remain on the fence, you're probably not going to sell real estate. So stay there.
Stay on the fence. Say more for you guys, eh?
Yeah. No, but I think there's no doubt, Aaron. Yeah.
No, I appreciate that, Tim. We're running up on about 15 minutes here. So, Tim, is there any maybe final words or thoughts you'd like to share at the closing remarks? Anything from your end you'd like to say to anybody or anybody watching right now?
Yeah, no, I think I'm not sure, some of the things you're talking about doing in the future with us and for us, I think are phenomenal. You're forward thinking, so we're not limited to just this YouTube ad that's working extremely well right now. I like that you're looking to help us out in the future with some other product and some other ideas. I don't know if you share that or not, but so I just like the business-like attitude and the fact that we're realtors. You'll kind of give us what we need, and then we take it from there. So thank you.
Perfect. Yeah, no problem, Tim. Thank you. And just, ladies and gentlemen, what Tim is referring to, we got some pretty secret stuff we're working on that we're probably going to launch next year in 2025. So right now, time of this recording is Thursday, September 26th. This video will be up end of September here. So hopefully you'll stay tuned. Be sure to subscribe. And Tim, if anyone wants to find out a little bit more about you and the coaching and the Atomic Realtor program, where could they do that?
Yeah, I can always look at atomicrealtor.com. That's the training element of our business. Patricia's website is groversells.com. Always look there. And then the YouTube channel is in construction. So
under construction.
Yeah.
Which I'll be able to help you guys with that. So, ladies and gentlemen, check out the links below in the description. I'll link all of Tim's information if you want to get in touch with him regarding coaching. Tim said a lot of nice stuff about me today. I didn't get to say too much nice stuff about him, but Tim and Patricia, they're an absolute, I don't even know the right words. They're just a beast of a team. They're converting leads at just a crazy rate right now. So Tim and his team absolutely know what they're doing when it comes not only to real estate, but with very specific regards to lead generation and lead conversion, which is the big piece that I think a lot of realtors are missing, right? You don't just want to get leads. Especially if you're used to working with your referrals or your sphere, it's going to be a little bit different, right? So you need to switch your tactics to make sure you have the right programs and the right systems. That's a key word there, systems. You don't want to fluke one or two deals. You want to create a system for you where you can generate deals predictably. So I hope this this little mini interview proved insightful, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much.